Right when you thought Ryan Day was done adding coaches to the Ohio State coaching staff, he makes another move. The latest is an addition of a coach who has coached in the NFL since 2003. It's also the place where he coached Brian Hartline. Who is the individual we speak of? I'll let you know today on Locked On Buckeyes.
You are Locked On Buckeyes, your daily podcast on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, Buckeye fans? Welcome back to another episode of Locked On Buckeyes for the Locked On Podcast Network. I'm your host, Jay Stevens, also the host of the Jay Stevens Podcast. It is Thursday, May 25th in the year 2023, and I want to thank you for making Locked On Buckeyes your first listen or first watch of every single day. During today's episode, we will discuss where ESPN's Bill Connelly ranked CJ Stroud while ranking the best college football quarterbacks since the year 2000. And then I will also rank the best quarterbacks when you combine Urban Meyer and Ryan Day's tenures at Ohio State. But first, Ryan Day is not done adding coaches to the Ohio State coaching staff who have a history of making a name for themselves in the National Football League. Some of them are former players that are now coaches. Some of them are former NFL coaches who are now coaching at the Ohio State University. The latest is Joe Philbin. Now, he's not going to be an offensive line coach like he was last year or the last few years for the Dallas Cowboys, or even an offensive coordinator like he has been most recently for the Green Bay Packers in 2018. He is going to be an offensive assistant. Offensive analyst, not assistant coach, but an offensive analyst. One of those things that Ryan Day has put more emphasis in adding to the coaching staff since the loss in the Natty to Alabama in the 2020 college football season. And I don't blame him. This is something that Nick Saban has done for a really long time. Now, he's not the only one that has former NFL coaches or even analysts that are off-field type of coaches. Saban does it, and people tend to react and tend to try to do what Saban does. Now, what Saban has done at Alabama and really since the early 2000s, LSU, a hot second at Miami for the Dolphins. We don't really talk about that in this conversation. Then also Alabama. If you take Alabama and LSU, special, man. Been doing special stuff. And I'm not trying to be up here and say and give him his flowers, which actually I am. I am trying to. Because you want to try to be like the best. You want to try to do what the best has done to get to that level. Kobe Bryant, my God, what did Kobe Bryant try and do? Try to mirror his game like the best. Michael Jordan. What do other people try to do in other sports? Try to mirror their game or other parts of life. Try to mirror what they're doing in their occupation like somebody who is the best, or maybe somebody at their local place of employment that is the best. And Ryan Day is someone that's trying to do what Nick Saban did in the early 2000s at LSU and win one national championship, win his first natty at a school in college. This is a great way to do it. And Joe Philbin, someone, like I said, a long track record of coaching in the NFL. He's coached, been the O-line coach assistant O-line coach for the Packers in 2003. He's also coached the Miami Dolphins, was a head coach from 2012 to 2015. That's where he coached Brian Hartline. He was also the assistant head coach and O-line coach for the Indianapolis Colts, 2016 and 17. Back to the Packers, down to Dallas, and now he's coming up north to Columbus. The track record that he has and the path that he has taken, coaching in different areas, also Super Bowl winner as well with the Green Bay Packers, I believe in the 2010 NFL season. He has a track record of doing things very well, of developing different players, and also an emphasis on the offensive line. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that Joe Philbin's coming in because Ryan Day does not trust Justin Fry. I'm not saying that at all. But what I do like about this move is you're getting somebody off the field who is able to help, has a track record of NFL coaching, but also he can also help the offensive line, which is a unit that, as I say here all the time, and I'll say it again throughout the offseason, if the Buckeyes want to be all they can be in 2023, if they want to beat the Wolverines Thanksgiving weekend, if they want to win the conference championship game, if they want to win the Natty, they need better play on the offensive line. That's easy for all 5 players. Better play, more consistent play across the board is needed. And I trust Justin Fry. I trust Ryan Day in bringing in Justin Fry, just for what we got to witness in year 1 with Fry in Columbus. Now you bring in somebody who has a track record of coaching offensive lines in the NFL at the highest level, the pros, all at different stops along the way. You want to bring that guy in here and say, hey, look, you're not going to be on the field. You're going to be an off-the-field guy. Do some film study, assist with the coaches, talk to the coaches, allow them to do different things in practice and in the film room to help the players be better. Also, if he is going to be more intertwined with with Justin Fry than Brian Hartline, that's cool, man, because you having 3 new starters, 3 of the 5 starting O-linemen will be new. You gotta bring somebody in that can assist him. And if you're going to make a move at this point in the offseason, make it make sense. And this one does make sense. Also, you're not asking Joe Philbin to come right in and recruit heavily at any position. He might have a hand in recruiting different guys. But you're not saying, hey, O-line recruiting, buddy, that's all you. From a guy who's been in the NFL literally since 2003, for him to come in and say, oh, well, got to recruit the entire unit, tackle to tackle. That's all you. I mean, it can happen, but, buddy, this man ain't recruited really like that since he was at Iowa, 99 to 2002. And even before that, he coached at Harvard and Northeastern and Ohio, and he has some success and some time coaching at college, but it's been a long time since he's done that thing on a consistent basis. And trust me, recruiting like it was in the late 90s to early 2000s is a completely different animal right now in 2023. You have to worry about the NIL. Got to worry about other coaches trying to poach your guy. Got to worry about the bag man. Yes, you got to worry about that man with the money in the bag saying, hey, come to my school. If you come here, I got X amount of dollars for you. Not NIL money, but still X amount of dollars for you in the illegal transaction that would be possibly made if so-and-so took that money and committed to that school. Not a legal way to get money in college as a collegiate athlete, but I'm sure it happens. It's happened 5 years ago, probably happened a couple years ago. It's probably going to happen this year and next year and year after that and the year after that. Adding Joe Philbin in as an analyst and off-the-field coach, I'm cool with it. Like, I'm not really sold one way, negative or positive. I'm cool with it. I might understand it. I also hope he helps Ohio State's O-line and the entire offense be all it can be in 2023. Oh, might I add, he's going to influence Brian Hartline as well, because when Brian Hartline played under the Miami Dolphins that Joe Philbin coached, those were the best years Brian Hartline had as a receiver in the NFL. His 1,000-yard receiving seasons, only had 2. They were in Miami, 2012 and also in 2013. He also had a career high in receptions in those years, also career high in touchdowns in 2013 under Joe Philbin's Miami Dolphins. I'm cool with it. I like it. I understand the analyst role, not bringing him in as being one of the main coaches on the team. Let's just see. Let's kind of be a wait and see mode. Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? It's TBD. To be determined. What's not to be determined is where Bill Connelly, ESPN's Bill Connelly, ranked CJ Stroud while ranking the best college football quarterbacks since the year 2000. Where does Stroud fall in this group? We'll discuss it next on Locked On Buckeyes. This episode is brought to you by Birddogs. Memorial Day is a few days away, and we all know the pool's going to be open. We're going to be outside having all the fun in the sun, and we want to feel comfortable and what we wear when we're out and about on the weekend enjoying the sun. That's where Bird Dog comes in. They have clothes that fit your wardrobe. Their clothes are stretchy and their fabric is comfortable. It makes my legs look great, and they're comfier than my other shorts and pants. They give me the freedom to wear one pair of shorts or pants on the golf course, to a meeting, a date, or hanging out with friends. And college football nerds say they are the perfect pants for dads that have a little extra gut. Bird Dogs makes them look great and feel comfortable. So go to birddogs.com/LockedOnCollege, and when you enter promo code LockedOnCollege, they'll throw in a free custom Bird Dogs Yeti-style tumbler with every order. Once again, go to birddogs.com/LockedOnCollege, and when you enter promo code LockedOnCollege, they'll throw in a free custom Bird Dogs Yeti-style tumbler with every order. Thanks for making Locked On Buckeyes your first listen every single day. Make sure you subscribe to Locked On Buckeyes on the YouTube. There will be some YouTube-only videos that come out, YouTube Shorts, trying to revamp, and actually put an emphasis on that avenue of the YouTube to capture another audience there. Go there and search Locked On Buckeyes on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you're notified every time a new video goes live. Also, the goal and the plan is to have something coming at you 7 days a week, 5 shows a week, and some YouTube shorts on the days when there's not a full show for your enjoyment. Locked On Buckeyes is a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. We talk about it all the time, and I'm not going to sit up here and try to belabor the point and say, oh, this season is weird. Where's this list coming from? What is going on? A few years ago, Bill Connelly of ESPN ranked the top 60 quarterbacks since the year 2000, and now he upped it and ranked the top 75. And I said, why don't we find where CJ Stroud ranked and see how he stacks up against some of the other quarterbacks that are the best in this exclusive group since the year 2000. Stroud is not top 10. He is not top 15, but he is top 20. He is ranked higher than an Alabama quarterback, ranked higher than a quarterback who really played not that great of football for the Indianapolis Colts recently. He's ranked higher than the guy who almost won the Super Bowl, was really close to winning a Super Bowl a year ago as well. A guy who I thought might be ranked higher than Stroud in this conversation because he played for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Stroud is ranked number 20 in this group. Top 25 quarterbacks ranked by ESPN's Bill Connelly. Stroud comes in at number 20. Also, I like what Bill Connelly did here. He gave recognition to the other schools that quarterbacks played at where maybe they didn't make a name for themselves or they transferred from. Joe Burrow had Ohio State next to his name. Joe Burrow is number 5. The one weird thing about the whole school thing, Cam Newton came in at number 2. Bill Connelly only put Auburn. And I was like, did I miss something? Did Cam Newton not spend time at Florida? And actually ended up spending more time at Florida than he did at Auburn. So I was like, where's this going on? Like, why did you not put Florida there? Maybe that's one of those hush things that you don't speak of, but I don't know. But Stroud comes in at number 20. I was not shocked by him not being in the top 10 or even top 15. Honestly, there's an argument to be made. Is Tua a better college quarterback than Stroud? Was Phillip Rivers a better college quarterback than Stroud? Case Keenum was number 24. Carson Palmer, to me, I would have immediately thought, hey, USC, that time period, that time in the NFL. I believe Carson Palmer even won the Heisman Trophy. I said, hey, maybe Carson Palmer higher than a CJ Stroud. Jalen Hurts, conversation. Like, all of these are conversation pieces. But I think Stroud, and it's kind of what have you done for me lately? And also, we're on the heels of his combine performance and his performance in the pro day. And ultimately, I think those things kind of helped him in this conversation. 10 through 1. I can't keep going about Stroud without talking about the 10 through 1. The top 10 quarterbacks, according to Bill Connelly, ESPN's Bill Connelly, since the year 2000. Number 10, Robert Griffin III. Number 9, Marcus Mariota. That one's weird to me. Number 8, Lamar Jackson. Number 7, Kyler Murray. Number 6, Deshaun Watson. Number 5, Joe Burrow. Number 4, Tim Tebow. Many people say he's the best college football player of all time. I don't agree with that. Number 3 is Vince Young. Number 2 is Cameron Newton. And number 1, this one doesn't make sense at all. Baker Mayfield, the best college football quarterback since the year 2000. Make it make sense. I'm not even talking about accolades. I know he won the Heisman. I'm not talking about accolades and all of those things there and trophies that he won at the end of the season, conference championships. I ain't even going about all of that. But my own 2 eyeballs tell me Baker Mayfield is not the best college football quarterback since the year 2000. I think Cameron Newton in that 1 year at Auburn has a case to be made. Vince Young, I think, is a better guy than Baker Mayfield. Tim Tebow, not the best thrower of the football, but he killed playing quarterback for the Florida Gators. Deshaun Watson, I'm not really putting I don't know if I'll put Kyler Murray above Lamar Jackson. I get the Oklahoma lifting things up, but hey, man, Lamar was cold. Marcus Mariota, to me, I think I put RG3 above him. If Trevor Lawrence didn't have the falling off or just the sustainability of his past couple of years, if he ended up moving up and playing better than he did his freshman year, I might put Trevor Lawrence in the top 10, but Colt McCoy at 12, Johnny Manziel at 13, Kellen Moore of Boise State at 14. This is one that shocked me. Really, really good, Kellen Moore. Did some amazing things back then. Better quarterback than CJ Stroud? I mean, you're kind of getting where I'm getting at. Like, I can go down just the top 25 and say, I don't know, Matt Leinart. I think Matt Leinert's a better quarterback in college than Kellen Moore. Jameis Winston, I might put above Kellen Moore as well. Andrew Luck, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. You got Luck at 18, Young at 19, Stroud at 20. So you get kind of how hefty and how good these quarterbacks are. These aren't just like good quarterbacks. These are great quarterbacks. The elite of the elite. Drew Brees is not in this conversation. He only played 1 year at Purdue in the 2000s. And I really wonder, where does Drew Brees fit in this conversation? Where does he stack up? And then also, I think many Ohio State people would say, and many people, if you think about what Justin Fields did, even though it was a shortened 2 years as the starting quarterback for the Buckeyes due to the shortened season, due to the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, many Buckeye fans would say, give me Justin Fields over CJ Stroud, which is why I think it's what have you done for me lately. JT Barrett was number 66 in this conversation, and I found that actually in a different article. I was like, where do other guys fall? I didn't want to pay $10 for the article. It's just being, I don't subscribe to ESPN Plus. I can generally find a lot of the information elsewhere for free. And I was like, $10 for one article? No. So I don't know where Justin Fields falls. I don't know where Cardale Jones falls. I don't know at all. But what I do know is this. I don't think that many Buckeye fans would say Stroud is the best quarterback that Ohio State has had since the year 2000. I don't. I think that Stroud was good, a phenomenal thrower of the football. Of course, Buckeye fans have their blinders on, which they should. Did you beat Michigan? No. Then you're then you're not number one on our list. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. You kind of get a theme. We're talking about that game, that team all offseason. That loss still stings. I don't want to come on here November 25th, live postgame show and discuss another loss to the Wolverines Thanksgiving weekend. Don't want to do it. Just emphasize it a little bit more because it means that much. Stroud, the number 20 quarterback since the year 2000. According to ESPN's Bill Connelly, do you agree? Drop in the YouTube comment section. Let me know if you agree or disagree with where Bill Connelly ranked CJ Stroud among the best college football quarterbacks since the year 2000. Coming up next, I have a list of my own as I rank the best quarterbacks. When you combine Urban Meyer's tenure and Ryan Day's tenure, there have been some elite guys playing and that have been named QB1. Who are the best of the best of this group? We'll discuss it next on Locked On Buckeyes. This episode is brought to you by Billiards Plus. Billiards Plus has the best selection of pool tables, game tables, shuffleboard tables, and more. And the best service in Central Ohio. Billiards Plus also can set you up with a brand new top-of-the-line grill that will last for generations. We all know how hard it is with the supply chain issues this year and getting certain things shipped on time. So when it comes to ordering that one big gift for someone you love, check out Billiards Plus and get there early this year. It is a gift the whole family will enjoy year-round. Billiards Plus carries the best pool tables from Brunswick, Alhassan, Canada, Billiards, and more. Plus, top-of-the-line grills from PK, Napoleon, Memphis, and Le Griddle. That will be the last grill you own. Seriously, these grills stand the test of time. No matter the season, Billiards Plus has you covered for all your indoor and outdoor entertainment needs. Visit their showroom on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin. Check them out at billiards-plus.com. Billiards Plus, family owned and operated for generations. Thanks for making Locked On Buckeyes your first listen every single day. And something I am going to work on is combining myself here on the show with Jeff Hunt, frequent contributor to Locked On Buckeyes, and my guy Mo Murphy of the Off the Ball Network, frequent contributor to Locked On Buckeyes. I'm going to try and get a show where the three of us come on here and just talk about why Ohio State needs to be obsessed with beating Michigan this year. Not the talk they did a year ago, kind of refining things and retooling things, but talk about the obsession the team needs to have on beating the team up north. You may want to say, Jay, that you're a Michigan fan, and you may want to say, man, we're living rent-free in your – yep, Michigan's beat Ohio State 2 years in a row. 3 years is not acceptable. And I think that's a great topic to get all three of us together here on the show and vent a little bit, because all three of us have our thoughts about that game and how it stung, and you want to hear all three at one time. It'd be a lot of fun. The best quarterbacks, when you combine Urban Meyer and Ryan Day's 10 years at Ohio State, there have been some really good guys that have played the quarterback position for the Ohio State Buckeyes, ranking them, and I got a few. You're going to be very pay close attention to where I rank JT Barrett and why I rank him where I do. That one was tricky. Very, very tricky. But number one of this conversation, I'm going to go back 5 through 1. Actually, no. Let's start honorable mention number 1 first. Honorable mention, Cardale Jones. Phenomenal 3-game stretch. Really good 3-game stretch for a guy who was not a starter prior to that. Honestly, be honest with you, he needs to thank Ezekiel Elliott, because if Zeke does not have those, doesn't go off, smooth off against Bama, against Oregon, against Wisconsin, Cardale Jones is not remember the same way. He might end up winning the Natty. Buckeyes still might win the Natty, but the allure of Cardale Jones might not be viewed the same way. But honorable mention was Cardale Jones, and we're going to see where everything else falls in this conversation. Number 1, and I was going to go 5 through 1, but let's start at number 1. To me, it's Justin Fields. Fields' talent, arm talent, athleticism, his ability to run, his ability to make really elite throws in college and to dominate the game, and the fact that Justin Fields didn't lose a regular season game. His only losses came, one in the playoff in 2019, the other one came in the playoff in the Natty in 2020. That goes to say a lot about Fields, the quarterback, the phenomenal quarterback once he transferred from the University of Georgia to the Ohio State University. Number 1 in this list is Justin Fields. Number 2, this one's tricky. Number 2 is tricky. And I might be falling into a trap and saying, oh, what have you done for me lately? I got to go with CJ Stroud because of his passing game, his passing ability, his ability to make the throws. And even though he was not athletic when he played most of the time, we know Stroud could have been. So I'm not really saying, I'm not factoring in the could have been, but Stroud at number 2. Number 3, interesting, because I wrestled with Stroud and Haskins back and forth. I wanted to go Haskins. I wanted to go Stroud. I wanted to go Haskins. I wanted to go Stroud, which is why I'm not really saying 3. It's more of a tie for number 2 with Dwayne Haskins. Why am I eliminating 3? 1 beat Michigan. 1's a Rose Bowl champ. 1 broke records. 1 was phenomenal. Yes, there's an ugly loss against Purdue in 2018. But Dwayne Haskins in 2018, oh my goodness. He was a head turner. He did phenomenal things. And I don't really want to say I can't put him at 3, and I don't really know if I can put him much higher. Stroud, Haskins right there, tied for number 2. Number 4, JT Barrett. Now, I was not a person that really respected Barrett back when he was the starting quarterback for the Buckeyes. My thing when I talked about him was he can't throw. He can't throw. He can't do a lot of things, which is true. He could not. But JT Barrett was a winner. JT Barrett did a lot of phenomenal things. And let's keep it in context. The 2014 season, Braxton Miller goes down. JT Barrett comes in, has an early loss, comes in, does phenomenal things, puts Ohio State in an area to win the conference, was in the lead. The Buckeyes were up against Michigan when he went down with the injury in that season. And I don't know if you have Cardale Jones starting in that year if the Buckeyes if Cardale Jones starts, because once Braxton Miller goes down, I don't know if Cardale Jones is the quarterback that leads Ohio State to the Natty Championship in that season if he started all the games. I don't know. You got to give credit to JT Barrett, and he's just a winner, man. He's a dog. He's a dog. The offense fit him. He fit Urban. It was a great marriage, a great match, and it makes sense. Now, Braxton Miller. I probably would have put Braxton above JT Barrett. Athletically and the skill set, dual threat, it's there. But I had to put JT Barrett up higher for the track record of success. The long success, the long history of what he did. Numerous bowl game wins, a national championship under his belt. Phenomenal quarterback in Barrett. And I really think Braxton Miller, I don't know, man. That one was a tough one too, but Braxton at 5. And it's not just because he's the oldest of this group. It's just there are just some things where I'm like, okay, athleticism, great. What about arm talent? What about accuracy? What about arm talent? What about accuracy? Same thing goes with JT Barrett. I think I'm coming around on JT. 5 years ago, I would have said Braxton over JT Barrett. That's not the case right now on May 25th in 2023. Out of here on a Thursday. Got to get up out of here. We're basically out of time. You can follow me on Twitter at jstevens07. You can send all of your emails to jstevens317@gmail.com. One more show for the week, and Memorial Day is right around the corner, a couple days away. The pool's going to be open. Get outside, have some fun in the sun, and also head over to birddogs.com/lockedoncollege. Use promo code LOCKEDONCollege. They have comfortable clothing. I have some of their clothes in my closet, and also you get a free Yeti-style tumbler with every order. For Locked on Buckeyes here on a Thursday, I am Jay Stevens. I'll see you next time.